YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Buddha back in the building for another Last Cloudia news and information unit info reveal and reaction to the latest characters and units introduced for the Persona 5 Part 1 of the collab. We've got, as we saw, Joker and Morgana during this live stream that is currently going on. Shout out to the Buddha gang that's in chat right now. We are going to do a deep dive into their information because you guys know it goes a little fast. Your boy Buddha can't quite keep up live, so we got to go backwards and see what the details look like, what these characters are bringing on paper. Let's go ahead and click play. There is the man Joker. We've got go down 4 hits, come is 9 hits, and steal is 16 hits. Looks like it has a nice AoE too. And then here, I didn't read the name, but this is the special. It looks like it starts out single target and then transitions into an AoE with a nice little ending screen. Let's take a look at these traits, because these caught your boy's eye. The first one is steal. I don't know how to say that word. Dark damage plus 40% and damage cap plus 14,000. That is not conditional to single wield. When attacking an enemy that has the loss debuff, damage cap plus 30,000. If dark attack damage is cut by enemy dark resistance, cut the resistance by 50% and deal damage. Now, there are 2 ways to interpret this because it's only separated by a comma, I believe. Or no, it's separated by a slash. So it might be attached to when the enemy has this loss debuff, which we know is unique to these collab characters. You debuff the enemy, and then when you put them in break, it counts that they have this loss debuff. So this cutting dark resistance by 50 might only happen when that's the case. We'll have to see in game. However, regardless, it's still crazy because it's enabling you to reach that 44,000 extra damage cap that they just slapped on his trait 1 when you're breaking bosses. It's very exclusive to bosses and breaking. That seems to be this collab's gimmick so far. The trait 2 is wild. Nullify anti-type effects from enemies. So, homeboy, Joker, can't take any Slayer, Geyser, can't take any anti-damage whatsoever. When defeating an enemy, gain that enemy's types. Boosts STR, defense, int, and mind up to 24%, and damage dealt up 24%. Max, cut damage taken up to minus 24% based on number of types unit has. Now, we don't know what one typing equals in terms of percentage wise. We just know that it caps at 24%, but that's a nice little boost to get, especially when the first thought is, oh no, I'm going to be gaining these types. More Slayers are going to hit me in arena. Well, no, they're not, because homie doesn't take any anti-damage whatsoever. So quite an insane start to a kit. Let's move on to the abilities. S1 is go down. It's that medium area dark combo attack with a little damage cap of 3,000, which is nice because at 4 hits, 8 dual wield, you're not looking at a lot of damage. However, his damage caps are just ridiculous. His S2 come medium area, medium range dark combo attack around the target. The S3 steal wide area long range dark combo attack around the target. So any long range, big fan of, especially when we're talking about arena. Special is checkmate. Attack target enemy followed by a powerful dark combo attack to all enemies, and the finishing attack damage cap has plus 40,000. So it's not going to be the whole move. It's just going to be that final hit, I imagine, has plus 40,000 on it. So nothing, not too hyped for the special, but very excited from what I'm seeing so far. Let's get into the ability board, the meat, the juicy portion of any unit's kit. First skill that Joker's introducing, Treacherous Intent. Give one enemy Treacherous Intent debuff that cuts those stats by 10% once per wave. If enemy with this breaks or enters break, change it to loss debuff and boost debuff's effect to minus 25%. So if you start a boss wave with more enemies than just the boss, is it possible that one of the extra mobs can get this attached to them, which then makes it completely pointless? It's a stat debuff at base, but then if you happen to give it to a boss and then put that boss in break, it becomes the loss debuff. So interesting how they made this function. Okay, chance encounter, battle start, chance to restore units SCT stocks by 1 SCT stock. So that's just a chance. We'll obviously have to see what that chance is data mined, but that's all stocks. So you might just start a battle with at least 1 stocks everywhere, which is pretty nice. Technical, damage to enemies with loss debuff plus 30% and damage to enemies with status ailments plus 30%. I have seen no status ailment mention until now, so that's interesting. Your mine, duration of loss debuffs given by unit is plus 50%. Break recovery time plus 50% for units put into break by unit. So that's cool. That's like Shift Kyle, right? Shift Kyle has that something wings, I think, where he adds that extra break time. Very, very useful when you're doing breaking strategies. But duration of loss debuffs given by unit, does that include the treacherous intent debuff, or is that specifically only the loss debuff is my question. Then we have give up. When physically attacking bosses, give treacherous intent debuff if break gauge is at 10% or less. Okay, once per wave. So this is how they basically guarantee that the boss that you're fighting is going to get this loss debuff, because Joker literally gives it to them as they're entering break, which is pretty cool. Ravage them. When physically attacking non-boss enemies with treacherous intent debuff, change the debuff to a loss debuff. Damage to enemies with loss debuff plus 50%. Oh, dang. So only the boss mobs can get this treacherous intent. If an extra mob gets treacherous intent, Joker basically converts it immediately and turns it into minus 25 to all of those stats, and then adds 50% extra damage. Now, obviously, that can only go to one of the extra mobs if there's multiple of them, but still, okay. And heroism up 2. STR defense and HP plus 8%. Wow. Reading off the skills that we know of. Fighting Spirit 4. Arcane up 4. Critical up 2. Advanced Aim Vitals. Proud Force Illusion. Blind Research. Curse Research. Auto Critical. Auto Haste. Special Boost. Paranoia. Pride 2. Death God. Sharp Eyes. Awaken. Dark Attack Race. Dark Mega Drive. Sword Mega Boost. Giant Killing 2. Terror Mouth 3. Thaumaturgy Ring. And Brute Slayer. Oh, yeah. Joker's the one. Moving on. That's a tough act to follow, y'all. Joker is a kill everything. We don't care. Moving to Morgana. Let's see his animations, or its animations. I'll cut you off as 6 hits. I'll heal you is a heal to the party. And the S3 is a 15 hitter. The end is Morgana's special. Nice little AoE. Just running people over. Very fun. Very fun. I really like Morgana's persona right there. Let's take a look at these traits, shall we? Trait 1, Zorro. Show your might. Earth attack damage plus 30%. Critical damage plus 50%. Critical damage cap plus 8,000. Oh, it's a critical damage cap. Oh, I missed that. I missed that when we saw the quick live stream. Boost physical attack damage based on MND. That's cool. That crit damage cap bothers me. When attacking enemies with loss debuff, critical rate plus 5% and damage cap plus 10,000. So if I'm sure Morgana has a way to place this debuff on enemies as well. However, these units are going to synchronize with each other so well. Magician, HP recovery from units' skills plus 100%. And when skill S2 stock is 0, use MP to use that skill. So we're getting the return of alchemy, but it's not called alchemy because alchemy is very specific to the collab that it was introduced in. But we're getting an individual skill that has alchemy because of Morgana's trait 2. Not mad at it. When close to death, give buff that nullifies damage taken equal to 100% of unit's max HP. Interesting. Once per wave. So it's like a shield based on the amount of HP. This is an interesting little unit right here. This is a really interesting little unit. Let's keep on moving on. Definitely a support style, but has damage capability. I mean, even though it's very conditional, plus 18,000 cap is no joke, right? So if you just like, I don't know, you build him for crit and M&D and HP, like what are we doing here? We'll have to see. Skill 1, I'll cut you off, is that medium area earth combo attack. The skill 2, S2, restore medium HP to all allies we saw. The S3, long wide area earth combo attack around the target. Damage cap plus 3,000. So we'll take damage cap on the S3, especially in a nice little AoE. Not mad at it. And special at the end, powerful earth combo attack to all enemies with that finishing attack damage cap plus 40,000. So that seems to be pretty standard, this finishing attack damage cap on these units. And then we have the skills. So Morgana also has Treacherous Intent. We saw that on Joker. Snap out of it when another ally unit gets a basic status ailment. Chance to heal it. Okay. Endure when taking lethal damage. Survive with 1 HP until that attack ends. Oh, that is interesting. However, then my question is, like, if 2 enemies are attacking you at once, I'm assuming the other one's just going to immediately kill you. However, it's cool. This is like a better, this is what determination should be, right? Because the thing with determination, if you get hit to 1 HP in the middle of the combo, the next hit in the combo is just going to kill you. So this is extending that little endurance. Wind Amp, earth attack damage plus 30% and damage cap plus 5,000. Okay, this is a new type of like damage mod plus cap. It's amp. 5,000 is no joke. Too late for regrets. When physically attacking bosses, give Treacherous Intent debuff if break gauge. Oh, we saw this already on Joker. Let me get out of the way. My turn now. When critically attacking non-boss enemies with Treacherous Intent debuff, change the debuff. Oh, this is again the same thing. However, now, Bow Mega Boost. We are finally seeing in the game. I'm about to sneeze. Bow equipped. Physical attack damage plus 20%. Physical attack damage cap 2,000. And crit rate plus 7%. We'll take it. This is Morgana is the Mikasa, but here in Persona 5. With support as well, which is interesting. Esoteric Up gives you Int, MND, and MP plus 5%. Chris, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the Buddha gang. That sounds like Morgana here is going to scale physical attack damage off of intelligence as well, like V, like Roy, at an equal amount to STR. So interesting that we're seeing that here. Then we have God Heal, High Resurrection, Cure All, MP up max, MP up, or Magic up max, Arcane up 5, I'm in the way. Critical up 3, Advanced Aim Vitals, Skill Charge 3, Beast Repellent, Wisdom's Protection, Blessed Speed, Decoy, Auto Protection, Auto Crit, Goddess Kiss, Immovable Object, Sacred Guardian, Earth Mega Drive, Earth Attack Raise 2 and 3, Earth Critical Raise, Thaumaturgy Ring, and Maglion Shield. So super interesting unit. Has a healing capability and damage capability, which is pretty cool. I don't think we have seen a kit quite like this. If I'm thinking about units that I've seen come into the game, this seems like a very unique type of kit. Morgana is like a healing support crit damage DPS, right? So very interesting. Obviously Joker seems like the crazy unit introduced in part 1, but I wouldn't be mad getting a Morgana as well, just to test this cat. It's not a cat, don't quote me, just to test Morgana out and see what kind of dynamic Morgana brings into battle. So I'm intrigued, definitely intrigued. Hopefully it's not another 9S situation. Shout out to Michael. And the LR looking super clean. Love this artwork. So This is Royale or Royal. I don't know. I think you can pronounce it two ways. Ark Trait. Chance to get an item when unit defeats a boss. 1 per boss. Chance for skill attacks to deal an extra attack to enemies in break. Oh. When an enemy is in break, restore SCT by 15 seconds once per wave. And Earth/Dark attack. Critical damage cap plus 1,000. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'll take it. This seems like a very nice trait, y'all. This seems like a very nice trait. Depending on the chance for the extra attack when the enemies are in break, giving the 15 seconds of SCT. Like, this is a very nice tailored arc when you are going into a battle to break a boss. I'm not mad at it. And the learnable skills we have there. When hitting an enemy or an attribute weakness, enemies more likely to faint and break plus 50%. This has got your boy hyped because I was explaining during the live stream that we don't have a lot of options for breaking. We have Breaker, we have Axe High Boost, we don't have things like Destroyer, Teachable. We don't have other skills that give a lot of break. We have weapons now that are giving break, but even one of them is a collab weapon, one of them is a Godforge weapon, not very easily accessible. So giving us more skills with more break to put on top is always a fun time, in my opinion. Reverse Cross, the first time in a very long time we're seeing this skill allowed to be taught. So rear physical attack critical rate plus 5% and critical damage plus 50%. Personally, I'm leaning towards the side that, like, this is a little overhyped that this is teachable. I mean, it gives you some extra crit rate, but as we know, critical damage nowadays, it'll be nice in Arena. Let me take that back. I think it will be very useful in Arena. However, still, critical damage for the majority of the PvE content that Last Cloudia offers is just it's a bit overrated because we have come to a point where end game, you're critting on your white numbers. So critical damage doesn't help so much except in areas of the game where damage is severely mitigated, aka Arena. And so I'm not like crazy about Reverse Cross, but it's cool to see this skill finally being teachable in the game altogether. Gold Rush 2 we're getting, giving us that 35% extra Zell at the end of battle. So it's going to help with farming efforts if you're trying to get that gold count up. However, your boy sitting at that 90 plus mil on the regular. So for me, it's not the biggest deal, but it's cool that we're getting this in the game. And then Fast Speed, always a big fan of Fast Speed. Surprise attack and weak point boost, very, very useful skills. This is going to be a very good LR to get on your account. Just going to say that based on my thoughts right now. But nothing like game breaking, I would say. Looking at the AER Royal Card Holder is an accessory 6-star. The trait, when party has at least 2 units and all are alive, physical and magic attack damage plus 8%. Stats gives STRN intelligence 60 and gives you 5 to all attribute resistances. Definitely not like a crazy eye catcher of an AER, but not a bad AER at all. Anytime you're getting damage modifiers, I'm always a fan of. So this is definitely not the shining point of this LR. I think the trait and the teachables are much more of the prize in getting this LR versus the Ark Ether Reward here. And that's gonna do it for this unit and arc info reveal and reaction. I'm going to get back to seeing if the live stream's still even going on right now, but during the mini games I figured why not just knock out this little reaction and deep dive into this information. Again, huge shout out to 300 of y'all being in here during this info reaction watch party. Always a blast to do this. Very excited for this week to come. Going to be posting up our videos, summoning on update day, and Power Creep podcast on Thursday. So it'll be a good week for content with your boy Buddha, and excited to see you there. That's all I got for you this time, guys. Like, subscribe, bell noties if you're new. If you are new to Last Cloudia because you are a fan of the Persona games, welcome. Hope you enjoy this throwback of a beautiful pixel RPG. And hope your boy Buddha can help you out in your process of learning the game altogether. With all that being said, y'all know what we say. Work hard, play harder. See you in the next video.